G'day folks, welcome to another video. Today we're heading back to Strathbogie to do some of the easy tracks. I'm heading up to the northern part near Boho South. There's a couple of pine plantations up there, so not sure how the roads will be and what the traffic will be like. But the school holidays ended yesterday, so hopefully there won't be a lot of campers. Anyway, it's a 2-hour drive before I get there, so grab yourself a drink and enjoy the ride. Well, it was grey and overcast and cold and miserable in Melbourne, and I've crossed over the hills and it's a beautiful sunny day on the other side. I'm nearly in Yea. Temperature's gone up a couple of degrees, but at least the sun's out and the wind's howling though. So I'm not sure I'll get any drone shots today, but I'm just glad the sun's out. So we've arrived in the Strathbogie Ranges and we're on the dirt road heading upwards. According to the GPS, I'm about 45 minutes from my campsite, but obviously we're not going to go straight there. We're going to explore these roads a bit. So this one that I'm currently on is the Merton Strathbogie Road. It's sort of a main road. It's climbing up. So I've turned off Gardiner's Road and the tracks are a little bit more rough now, so I'm going to just jump out quickly and deflate the tyres a little bit because they're still on road pressure. Probably just drop them to maybe 26 or something, see how it goes. It's not too bad, but there's lots of stones. And once I've done that, we'll jump back on the road.
We carve our names into the trees, promises whispered in the breeze. With every mile, my heart's on fire. Feel the song that fuels desire. The gravel crunch beneath our feet. A love like this is bittersweet. Back roads and heartstrings, simple things and big dreams. A little whiskey, a little wine. Your laugh's the sweetest melody of mine. Through the valleys, through the hills, you and I chasing thrills. Back roads and heartstrings, forever feels like these things. We'll leave behind the city lights, trade the noise for starry nights. This is our home where we belong, writing our story in a country song.
Alright, we've let down the tyres and that's much better. I let them down at 28 and it's much more comfortable, not so bouncy. The only problem with driving around this area is that these tracks don't have names. They've all got numbers. So currently I'm on A12. Currently on A12 and I'll be turning onto the D road next. I guess it's because it's a working plantation and there's not a lot of state forest tracks yet. I just got to get through the plantation to get into the state forest. Well, I guess I won't be following the A12 anymore. Looks like I've got to turn around because this section's obviously being harvested. So I'll have to make a U-turn and go the other way, the long way around. campsite. At least I know I'm not in an illegal spot, because I just had an FFM fire ute come past me and they beeped and waved, didn't stop and tell me off, so that's always a good sign. Alright, we're just turning off Escreet Road onto Eastern Hill Link Track. Now we're talking. This is more like a track and not a road. And it looks like we're losing the pine forests too. There's a little bit of pine on the left, but on the right looks like gums. And now we've turned down Greens Hill Track. Let's try and avoid some of these bigger stones until we can get onto the actual track. That's better. Looks like we're going down the hill. We're going to travel about 1k down the hill before turning off this track onto the next one. Well, the GPS is trying to take me down this track, but it's pretty overgrown, so I'm not sure I want to go down here. Besides the fact that it's going to scratch my car, it's very overgrown. And because I'm on my own, I do not want to get stuck. So hopefully there's a better way. I'm just going to see if it clears out a bit once I get to the bottom. Doesn't look like it. That's disappointing. I'll have to get the map out and see if there's a different way to get there. Because my ute is stock, it's just too risky for me. And then it gets very steep down there. And if I go down, I will not be able to get back up again. I'll just take you to the edge and you can see the drop off that I'm talking about. Yeah, definitely not going down there with my stock ute. Alright, I've had a look at the map and I think I found an easier way to get there. I just had a look on new tracks and this one's actually marked as a black track, so we definitely won't be doing that with the stock ute. I found a couple of green and blue tracks, so we'll follow those instead. And yeah, hopefully we'll be there soon. Alright, take two. We've turned off Escreet Road onto D Road. We're just going to follow that for a bit and see where we... Sorry, I'm just looking at the GPS is trying to take me on a different road again. But I'm going to follow my instinct and I'm going to follow new tracks and not turn off. I finally made it onto the track that I wanted to be on. It's called Separation Spur Track. It is a green one. And hopefully there'll be some amazing views. Hopefully there'll be some amazing views from up here, because this is the top of the ridge, the top of the spur. I don't know if you guys can see the hawk up there, just hovering. Probably not. Not with that camera anyway. Now it's more like a track and less like a road. Although that might be the end of the line if I can't get around that log. Let's see how we go. There's a campsite just back from where we are. Oh, that's been cut. But there's a camper trailer there and a couple of campers, so I don't really want to go back there. But we can get through, yeah, that's easy. And we'll just keep heading up this track. dodge the next log by the looks of things. Might have to go over this one. Looks like someone's gone over it before. Easy. Alright, this track's not so green anymore. I'm in 4 low now, heading down the hill. It's quite steep and quite rocky, and so I've just got to dodge the holes. I just came across a couple walking. They said the road goes down the hill about 3 k's and then you can turn around and come back up again. So I might do that. There is a campsite that I passed back there. It's an absolute mess. Whoever camped there the last few nights has left all their rubbish behind, all their bottles and beer cans. So I might go back there and clean it up and stay there for the next 2 nights. But anyway, we'll keep heading down this hill first. So I've got to the end of the new tracks map and Google continues along that road, but according to this sign, this is private property. So I guess I'll be, oh, there's a sign up there too, I don't know if you can see it on the tree. It says private property, security cameras. It's up there on that tree over there. Anyway, I'll turn around and head back up the hill to that messy campsite and pick up the rubbish and stay there for the next couple of nights. Just changed down to 4 low first gear because it's quite a steep hill and there's lots of holes. And I've probably got to get around that trunk over there, that log. As usual, the camera lies about how steep this is, but it's pretty steep. Put into second now. There you go, 4 low 2. Scraped on this one coming down, so I guess I'll scrape on it going back up again. Try not to, but see what happens. Oh, I didn't scrape this time. Good job. Okay, I found a campsite on Separation Spur Track. it's on the road, but luckily it's not a very busy road and it's flattish. But there's something really disappointing. On my way in, I passed a ute traveling out, and I'm guessing they camped here last night, and this is what the campsite looks like. I don't understand how you can just leave your stuff not just in the campsite but in the fireplace. Like, it's not burning. If you have put the fire out, but you've left all your rubbish. I don't get it. And it's not all in the fireplace, it's all over because the wind's obviously taken some of it out of the fireplace and just blown it all over the campsite. So I guess my first job is to pick up your rubbish so that I can start a campfire for cooking dinner and keeping warm later. But that's just not good enough. If you're going to use these sites, make sure you clean up after yourselves. Otherwise, we'll get locked out. They won't let us come in yet. Come on guys, do better.
One day scraples the truck outside above. All the people tends to bite, and bet it is able to bite. Run, free lives a story carved into the trees. With every breeze, the tales reveal, oh, whispers and secrets the forest conceal. Gather round, feel the fire's embrace. In this wilderness, find me wrong.
Well, the sun's starting to set, so time to start getting some dinner ready. Tonight I'm going to cook a small venison roast. It's a piece of samba leg. And if you're not interested in a cooking segment, feel free to skip to the next section. That's the prep done. We're going to start with a little bit of bacon, which I chopped at home. That's why you didn't see me chopping it. Next we salt the roast, both sides. And then we coat it in a bit of flour. Next we're going to sear the venison in the bacon fat until it's nice and brown. It's got a good colour all around. Yep. So we'll take it out and we'll cook the veggies. Alright, next we're going to add the carrots and the onion and the garlic that I chopped earlier. Fire that up a bit. Add some mushrooms. Add some tomato paste. And half a bottle of dark beer. Not too much, because otherwise I won't ever need to drink. We'll cook that up and let it reduce. Alright, when the liquid's reduced by about half, you can put the bacon back in. And then we'll put the little roast back on top. And then we'll pour in a cup of chicken stock. And then we will cover that and leave it for about 45 minutes. And it should be perfect. The roast is in the pot. It's probably going to take another 20 minutes or so. I'm just going to sit here by the fire. It's cooled down quite considerably, but lucky I've got a nice big fire going to keep me warm. Today's drive was okay, mostly roads, one track, which was quite nice. Not much to explore. I think because it's plantation, the roads are very well looked after. It's a working plantation. I didn't see any trucks, but they were constantly on the radio, so I know they're there and busy. But it was nice to come up here out of school holidays. Obviously school holidays ended yesterday, so there's nobody about, which is really handy. As I mentioned, when I came in, there was a campsite just near the entrance to this track with a camper trailer, and then when I was driving on the track, I came across the couple that are staying there. He was hunting, he had a rifle and he was in camo. Had a quick chat with him. He said there's lots of sign around, but he hadn't seen any deer. They only arrived yesterday, so he hadn't done much hunting yet. I didn't see them come back tonight, so I don't know if they went back on a different route or along the bottom of the gully instead of across the top of the spur. But I didn't see them at all. Anyway, I was going to have a beer with my dinner, but I knocked it over, so no beer tonight. I'll just have to have my dinner and then have a coffee afterwards. The good thing about the wind is that it's a clear sky. There's not a cloud in the sky, which means I can see all the stars. Unfortunately, I don't have a decent camera to be able to show you the stars, so you'll just have to believe me. Looks about ready for me. Let's take it out and slice it and see what it looks like. Oh yes, it's almost overcooked. Perfect. Time to come out. So that was only half an hour that I cooked that, and it's good to go, except this knife's not very sharp. Leftovers for a sandwich for tomorrow. Doesn't get much more gourmet than that. Mashed potato, carrots, the carrot and veggie mixture, and then the meat on top. The meat looks overcooked in this light, but it's not. It's actually got quite a bit of blood in it still. Dinner time. Looks like I'm going to have to hide all my food tonight, or else I'll get a burglar coming in.